Hi there, everybody. This little video is going to be about a project that I was working on. I've kind of been thinking about it for a long time, actually a really long time. The second I got my first little R2-D2 minifigure, and it appeared to have this little miss opportunity with the fact that the dome just clips on and can't rotate, especially when they have a piece like this that looks so close for the job. So what I set out to do is see if I could combine these two. I knew it was going to take some surgery, possibly you might consider it dental work, to modify this part. So this is kind of a warning ahead of time that there will be some slight to moderate Lego mutilation in this video. If you're squeamish and don't like seeing Legos altered, it's probably not the video for you. So I'm going to show you the end result now, because I don't necessarily need you to sit through an entire how-to video to find out that it looks like this. There's a little minifig, little rotating head, and I'll show you real quick how I achieve that. So I decided I'd start by filing off the studs from the main body, and file them pretty evenly. And just to give it a nice plastic polish, I use some really fine grit sandpaper to sand the surface to make it nice and smooth. There's 4 little recesses where the studs were. The studs actually went indented more than just the surface. And then just to test out and make sure that the little head was would fit on there nice and smooth. I'm going to try to make a small little hole right here that would be not necessarily the receiving end of this, but what I want to do is make a dent in the hair on the top of this so that I can trace the outline of this circle. You can see that this 2x2 round piece is not a standard 2x2 round, since it's the part of the rotary with the turntable. It actually is a little bit smaller, and what I'm actually hoping to do is get it so that this circle, this tinier, smaller circle, is recessed into the body a little bit. I don't think it's going to run into any real problems with the legs, since the legs are going to be attached on a 360 circle. They might be losing a bit of the top here. We're going to go into a little bit more, but I'm making this up as I go, so we're going to see what we end up with. Let's keep trying. So I'm going to use this little drill bit on the end of my Dremel. I have a pretty cheap Dremel, but I like these little ones, so here we go. It's like doing dental work. At some point it just starts melting through like butter. Alright. That might not be perfectly centered, but my plan doesn't require it to be, so let's test it out from there. Let's stick this on. Does it go in? Not quite enough. Let's keep going. Stick this thing here. That's pretty deep. Let's see how much further we gotta go. All the way through, right into the leg chamber. That was expected. That's gonna be okay. Alright, pop that out. Just as a way to test how much of a mistake I've been making, let's throw some legs on this guy and see. Yeah, like I thought. So the legs poke in a little bit at the top there, and that's where we're going to run into... That's going to be really where we're going to run into problems, is the legs themselves will... I hate to do it, but they might need to be altered a little bit. Let's keep going. Throw these this little turntable in here. So I got the turntable. I would love to make it recessed. That'd be like the holy grail right there. Now that the turntable's in the center, see what that looks like with a little R2 head. So you can see what I mean. See how this actually is, the circle is a little bit thinner, or a little bit smaller, and since it's thin, it sticks up, it kind of looks a little funky. So what I really like to do is recess it. So let's go for broke. I think I'm going to do is take the turntable and I'm going to go trace all of this with some sort of marker, and I'm going to chatter it all out and chew it out and leave just this outer thin lip. 1 second. You guys remember that I bought this R2 body online for cheap. I only bought the body, I bought a couple of them, so if I screw up, I can keep going. Okay, I'm going to start trying to scoop out that big surface area in the middle and delicately avoid that outer edge. Alright. This bit's not the right bit. I'll switch bits. Bigger bit. Maybe it'll be a little smoother. Okay, let's skip ahead. I switched back to the smaller bit so I could get really close to that thin edge and try to make it a nice straight wall. I think that if we go in any further, you can see this thing is gonna now run into that problem where the legs can't go in all the way because of the inside there. You can see the swivels little peg is now in the path of the feet. Good thing for me, I'm willing to cut my feet up too. I mean, that might be it. That might be as far as we can go with this. What do you guys think? Cut the feet up? Oh, that was probably a Jawa. All right. Oh, that's why. Right there. Alright, no, actually those snapped in really good now. They snap in like you'd expect. Those are holding in good. Now let's see, does this snap in like it used to? Ooh, that feels juicy. Alright. I'm going to call that the result of this project. I don't think I'm going to go any further. I think it'll all fall apart. I think it's about as much as good as you could do on a first run. I'm sure there's you could experiment and do this a dozen times over and have failures and maybe some slight improvements. Well, there you have it. It was a little bit of a Lego living room project. I did the alterations with a couple tools, a Dremel. I know that I already have a Dremel, but a Dremel. And a couple parts that I had bought specifically to sacrifice for this project. And I think the result came out not terribly bad. I might actually put this guy in my little display. He doesn't seem like he would not. I think one thing he'd be really good for would be like a stop motion video, so you can really give him nice, meticulous, head rotations. But if nothing else, I feel like this is it was a missed opportunity from the very beginning, and Lego, I really wish that they had made it so that the head would rotate like this. If they had molded the parts in the beginning, I think it would have been possible. If they had created the head, the body, to be able to accept one of these little rotary pieces, I think they could have possibly made that achievable in the very beginning, and then we would all have wonderful little R2-D2's. Well, if you do get around to trying this out, and I don't expect everybody will, if you do go around and try it, and you have better results, or you have you at least took a shot, let me know. You guys have fun. Take care. Bye-bye.